this is Kit with Scrapbooker House. Today we're going to do a Secret Stars gift card holder using a bunch of different dies from Avery Elle, Lawn Fawn, and some papers from Echo Park and Tim Holtz. All the supplies will be listed below if you're on our website or in the link above if you're on Facebook. First, I'm going to affix my card panel to my craft mat using some easy repositionable dots. Then I'm going to use some washi tape to tape down my stencil. We're going to be using texture paste, and this card does not involve any stamping, just some fun. So I take my knife for my texture paste, and I make sure to get texture paste all along the length of it. And that will allow me to spread more and cover more of my stencil without missing any spots. Now, I tend to use a little more than most people. I really like to get even coverage, and when I'm moving my palette knife across the stencil, I use a very light hand. I use my pokey tool to run along the edges of the card just to break off any of the extra texture paste, and as you can see, this is ready to be put aside and waited for it to dry. Now that I have my dry panel, this one I completed yesterday and left it to dry overnight, but you only have to wait about an hour. I'm going to do the front of my card. So because there's so many small and sort of textured elements to this card, and it's a bit of a 3D card, I want to get everything affixed to the card base before I finish off the front. So I'm going to mount my card panel on the Tim Holtz Metallic gold paper that I've trimmed to be the perfect size. And then I'm going to take my card base and affix this panel now. It's a bit curved because of the texture paste, so I just bend it a little bit to make it lie flat. Add some tape, and I use gravity to help line up the bottom of the card with the edge of the card base. And that means every time I do it, I get a pretty much perfect card front without any little bits of white sticking out. So now that's ready to go. I'm going to pull out this die. This is the Avery Elle Star Frame die. It also comes in a heart, and it's just such a versatile die. So I haven't cut mine apart, just I haven't needed to, but I've used it to cut out this gorgeous sort of, it looks a little bit like barbed wire with stars. And this as well is the Lawn Fawn Stitched Star, and I'm going to use just the middle part of that. And as you can see, this is the metallic paper that I use. So I've cut out some gold stars from the Stitched Star from Lawn Fawn. And now I'm going to show you this. Actually, I used the metal shim for this, and the big stars there are going to be the closure for my envelope. So I've just cut out two, which is all you need. The little extra bits you can set aside, use them on the envelope or anything like that. I'm using the Echo Park Baby Girl paper. It's a 6x6 double-sided pack of paper, super versatile. You could use it for baby cards or for any cards really, spring, anniversary, graduation. It's very, very versatile in that effect. And I'm going to cut my envelope out of this paper. I used a sort of stork paper before, but this time I'm going to use all these little baby elements. So the flat part of the envelope there is what's going to be pointing up. So make sure the direction of your print is proper. Now that I've cut it out, this is a great die because it scores the paper for you and it makes it so easy. So I just fold, and you can see it just simply folds into the nice shape that it should be for my envelope. As you can see, it comes together really cutely. It's so adorable, and it's the perfect size for a gift card or a little note, or even you could tuck some cash in there if you have someone special on your list. Now I'm going to use this glue pen. You don't need very much of it, and just draw a little line of glue down on one side for the envelope. And then just draw another second line. And I like to use acrylic stamping blocks to hold down my projects. And we'll just wait until it's completely dry. Sometimes I get a little bit excited and I do it too soon, so I just press it down again. Now it's completed. And we're going to work on the star closure. So closing little envelopes is always somewhat of a difficulty. If you've made a lot of them, you know getting them to stay shut is kind of impossible, so you need some way of keeping it shut. So I'm going to use this star from the Avery Elle Star Frame die. And I'm going to glue it down just like that. And that's going to allow the point of the envelope somewhere to tuck so that it stays shut. So I'm going to use the repositionable dots on this part, and I'm just going to put it on the little parts of the star that are going to stick to the bottom part of the envelope. Adjust it, and then you just close it, and once you're sure it's in the right position, press it down. And you can pull it out right and then just trim off the little extra. If you have any bits sticking up, just use your little glue pen and press those down. And then it works perfectly to shut that card. Now you could leave it like that, but I wanted to give it a complete star look to continue with my theme. So I put more easy dots on most of the star itself, not the whole thing, because I didn't want it to stick down completely on the parts that were below. And then I put it into place. Sometimes it takes a little bit of fiddling just to get it to overlap properly, but it's totally worth the extra few seconds of time. Press it down, and apologies, I cut this off screen. Oops. Just cut off the little edges, and then it's basically, once you tuck it in, it becomes a perfect little star. And it's the cutest thing. So we're going to let that to the side to dry for a few minutes. And I'm going to add the little secret stars inside. And that's what I sort of came up with for the title of this card, and that's why I call it the Secret Stars card. Because inside the envelope we have a couple little pretty stars hidden as a secret for your loved one to discover. One thing I love about card making is you can add in all those little extra touches, and it just takes a couple extra minutes to do, and maybe it's a bit fussy, but I like to do little surprises like that. So I use my pokey tool to pull, and these little stars were from the Lawn Fawn Stitched Star Frames, so I'm using those two different star dies. And I just use my little glue pen, and these guys are a little bit fussy when it comes to picking them up and moving them around. So a pair of tweezers, a pokey tool, the jelly dot stick is all. These are all great tools when using these tiny little fussy elements. But they look so cute. And with the metallic, you don't want to poke at them with the sharp edges of the pokey stick so much, because it's metallic, it easily dents and gets little creases and lines in it, so you want to use the rounded ends. So now my star clasp closure is totally dry, and you can see as I put it in, I'm able to close the envelope, and it looks perfect. It's all neatly aligned, and I am not a perfectionist in any stretch of the imagination, so it's fairly easy to do. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So I use my easy dots, and this is what's so powerful about them. Even on a textured background, on this card, these easy dots hold. I don't cover the whole star frame in easy dots because I want it to have a 3D look, and because of the metallic coating on the paper, it acts almost like a wire ribbon in a way. Like you can pull it up and a little bit, like don't go crazy, but you can make it move and pull it up a little bit off the card. Now, when I was playing with this, I realized that I actually wanted to do a landscape card this time, because I did a portrait card before. I'm using the 3D pop-up dots, the little 0.25 inch ones, and just peeling off those backings there, and my card is ready to go. It's almost done, but we're going to add some final touches, because I always love final touches. You don't have to do this. You can sort of leave it as is or add some sequins. It's totally up to you. Now, with this card, it is a baby card, so like you would give it to someone for a baby shower or something like that, or they've just had a newborn, like a little pick-me-up for mom, get her a Starbucks gift card or whatever she can safely consume. That's safe for baby too. But if you change the pattern paper of the envelope, this could be a graduation card or a birthday card, anniversary card, happy retirement card, anything. It doesn't matter. Like with the color scheme I've chosen of white and gold, it goes with pretty much any event. And you just have to choose a pattern paper that goes well with that mirrors that event. Or you could do just a plain color cardstock with that, or color your own using oxide inks or any other dyes that you've got. So with this, with gluing these guys on, you can either glue directly onto the star itself and then place them, or you can glue directly onto the card itself. So you just, like there, just put a little dot of glue with your glue pen and then place the star over top. And then it's completed. So that was a pretty quick and easy card. The texture is the longest part, is waiting for it to dry, but it's finished and it's lovely, ready to give to anyone that I know that might be having a little one soon. Thank you so much for watching the video with me today. All the products that I use will be listed below if you're on our website, or you can find the link in the description if you're on YouTube or on Facebook. Thank you so much, and happy crafting.